What if we told you that the fate of our planet hangs in a delicate balance, and our actions today could tip the scales? We're living in an era of climate change, an urgent and pressing reality that's reshaping the world around us. The global temperatures are inching upwards year after year. From the lofty peaks of the Himalayas to the vast expanse of the Sahara, no corner of our planet is immune. Sea levels are rising, threatening coastal cities and low-lying nations. The ice caps, those great guardians of the polar regions, are melting at an alarming rate. And extreme weather events? They're not just headlines anymore. They're becoming our new normal, with ferocious storms, devastating droughts, and scorching heat waves occurring more frequently than ever. This is the urgency of now. The need for immediate, decisive climate action has never been more critical. We can't afford to wait, to debate, to deny. The clock is ticking and our planet is crying out for help. Climate change is not a distant threat. It's a story that's been unfolding for decades. Let's take a step back in time, to the dawn of the Industrial Revolution. This was a time of great change, of progress and innovation. But with every new factory, every puff of smoke that billowed into the sky, we were unwittingly setting the stage for a global crisis. Fast forward to the mid-20th century. We began to see the first signs of our actions catching up with us. The average global temperature started to rise, a phenomenon we now know as global warming. This increase in temperature was not due to natural climate variability, but was in fact a direct result of human activities, primarily the burning of fossil fuels like coal, oil, and gas. Deforestation, another major human activity, further compounded the problem. Trees, the lungs of our planet, absorb carbon dioxide. By cutting them down, we were not only releasing more carbon dioxide into the atmosphere, but we were also reducing the planet's capacity to absorb it. The balance of our planet's carbon cycle was disrupted, and the consequences were grave. Over the past few decades, the effects of climate change have become increasingly apparent. We've seen more frequent and severe weather events, from hurricanes to heat waves. Sea levels have risen, threatening coastal communities and small island nations. Our planet's biodiversity is at risk, with countless species facing the threat of extinction. But perhaps the most alarming aspect of this story is that it's still unfolding. The story of climate change is not a tale of the past, but a reality of the present and a warning for the future. We are not just observers in this story. We are the primary characters, the authors, the ones holding the pen. The story of climate change is one of cause and effect, and we're both the cause and the recipients of the effects. Our actions have not just changed the climate, but also the very tapestry of life on Earth. Biodiversity, the variety of life in all its forms, is under threat like never before. This isn't just about the polar bears in the Arctic or the orangutans in Borneo. It's about the very essence of life as we know it. Climate change is causing a shift in weather patterns and an increase in extreme weather events. This in turn is leading to significant habitat loss. From the coral reefs in our oceans to the rainforests on land, these changes are causing the decline and extinction of numerous species. Let's put things into perspective. As of today, the International Union for Conservation of Nature lists more than 25,000 species as threatened with extinction. This includes 1/3 of all marine mammals and 40% of all amphibians. What's more, the World Wildlife Fund reports that we've seen an average decline of 68% in population sizes of mammals, birds, fish, reptiles, and amphibians in less than 50 years. That's within a single human lifetime. The domino effect of these losses is immense. Each species plays a unique role in its ecosystem, and the loss of even one can have ripple effects on the rest of the ecosystem. This is the chaos theory in action, where small changes can have large, unpredictable consequences. Take bees, for instance. They're not just creatures that occasionally sting us. They're pollinators, crucial to the production of the food we eat. Yet they're dying off in alarming numbers. The loss of biodiversity isn't a distant problem. It's happening now, and it's happening fast. It's not just an environmental issue, but a developmental, economic, security, social, and moral issue as well. The richness of life on Earth is being eroded, and with it, the very systems that sustain us. But it's not too late. We have the knowledge, the tools, and the power to turn things around. The question is, will we? Our industries and economies have thrived, but at what cost? This question has been looming over us for decades as we've begun to understand the profound impact of our industrial activities on the planet. Let's consider mining. a process that unearths valuable resources from the depths of the earth. While it's true that these resources fuel our modern lives, it's also true that mining releases harmful substances into the air, water, and soil, contributing significantly to greenhouse gas emissions. Then we have the manufacturing industry. It's an engine of economic growth, no doubt, but it's also a major culprit in climate change. The production processes in factories often require enormous amounts of energy, much of which comes from burning fossil fuels. These processes also release a variety of pollutants, including carbon dioxide, one of the main contributors to global warming. Agriculture, too, plays a significant role in climate change. While it's essential for our survival, traditional farming practices are far from environmentally friendly. From deforestation for expanding agricultural land to the use of chemical fertilizers that contaminate groundwater, agriculture is responsible for nearly a quarter of all global greenhouse gas emissions. As we turn our gaze to the oceans, the picture doesn't get any better. Industrial pollution has been wreaking havoc on our marine ecosystems. Coral reefs, those vibrant underwater rainforests, are dying at an alarming rate due to warmer ocean temperatures and acidification caused by higher carbon dioxide levels. The loss of these reefs isn't just a loss of biodiversity, it's a threat to the many species that depend on them for survival and the human communities that rely on them for food and income. The industries that fuel our economies are also fueling climate change. As we continue to extract, manufacture, and consume, we must question the true cost of these activities. We must confront the reality that our industrial progress is inextricably linked with the health of our planet, and we must ask ourselves, is it worth it? The path to a sustainable future begins with understanding the problems and taking decisive action. To combat the overwhelming effects of climate change, numerous Conference of Parties or COP committees have been formed over the years, each taking significant strides towards sustainability. These committees are focused on creating tangible goals to reduce our impact on the environment, aiming for a more balanced coexistence with nature. One of the most innovative solutions introduced by these committees is the concept of a carbon currency. This essentially puts a price on carbon emissions, encouraging industries to reduce their carbon footprint. By making it more cost-effective to be environmentally friendly, it creates a powerful incentive for change. It's a concept that utilizes the market forces to drive sustainable practices, turning the tide in the fight against climate change. But it's not just about what committees and industries can do. Governments around the world have a crucial role in implementing and enforcing climate action, from setting stringent regulations that limit harmful emissions to investing in renewable energy sources. Governments have the power to effect significant change. Moreover, they can also foster a culture of sustainability through education and awareness programs, encouraging their citizens to live more environmentally friendly lives. Yet, the responsibility doesn't end with governments and industries. Each of us, as individuals, have a part to play in the fight against climate change. It can be as simple as reducing waste, choosing to walk or cycle instead of driving, or supporting companies that prioritize sustainability. Every small action adds up, contributing to a larger, collective effort to safeguard our planet. In essence, the road to recovery is not a solitary journey, but a collective effort. It's a path that involves everyone, from international committees and governments to industries and individuals. It's about understanding that every choice we make has an impact on our planet. The road to recovery is long and challenging, but every step we take makes a difference. Change begins with one person, one action, one decision at a time. Each of us holds a piece of the puzzle to combating climate change. It's not just about grand gestures or sweeping policy changes, but the small, everyday decisions that add up to a significant impact. Consider your carbon footprint. By choosing to walk or bike instead of driving, you are making a choice that benefits our planet. Plant a tree, or better yet, cultivate a garden. These acts of green not only beautify our world, but also help to absorb harmful carbon dioxide. Support sustainable businesses. Your dollar is a vote for the kind of world you want to live in. When you choose products that are kind to the environment, you are encouraging industries to do better and be better. Every action, no matter how small, sends a ripple of change across our world. The power to change the future of our planet lies in our hands. Will you take action?